Hey everyone, it's Gothix and I am back with yet another reaction video that was highly requested by all of you. Today we're going to be watching Tom Macdonald's No Lives Matter, and if I'm being very honest with you, I've actually already seen it multiple times. Tom Macdonald is someone in particular who I feel people should be paying attention to, especially in this social climate with the wokeness and the political correctness. I'm still going to do this video so I can give you my initial reaction and what I think of it, and then hopefully we can do another one because I did get a lot of suggestions for other music that I still haven't listened to of his, so we'll tackle that in another video. All right, let's get into this.
Hip-hop diet is full of guys who cannot even rap. Media dividing us by colors, white or black.
Yes, okay, so right off the bat, hip-hop died, people can't rap. Yeah. Mumble rap in particular, I can't understand what you're saying. I feel like a lot of the songs now don't really have any messages that are inspirational or empowering to people. But Tom Macdonald is a really good exception of artists who I think are doing it right. The other part that he said was media trying to divide us by colors, white and black. This was a really crazy realization for me this year. A lot of mainstream media deliberately try to make people angry with the way that they deliver their news. And the thing that I try to explain to people is the news, their job isn't to tell you the truth necessarily. Their job is to keep you on their site so they can make ad revenue and keep advertisers coming back. If you pay attention, when it's talking about a news story, let's say a black man is killed by a white police officer, a lot of these mainstream media outlets will say something like, white cop kills black man. However, in the reverse, where a black guy kills a white cop, it's actually harder to find articles that have race in the title. So it seems like these outlets that are deliberately trying to make it seem that black people are always being victimized. And we already know, like, at least I do, when you mention racism to black people, sometimes you'll get a very angry reaction. They know what they're doing, and I think more people should call them out on it. Okay, let's keep going.
If you believe in Jesus, these days Christians get attacked. If you don't hate police, then everybody thinks you're whack.
Okay, yes, so I am not religious myself, but I do believe that there's something out there. But what I can tell you is, just from observing, there seems to be a lot of animosity towards religious folks, especially Christians. And to me, and again, this is just observing, I do see a lot of that hate coming from those who are progressive. And the thing that I try to tell people is that there's free will. Everybody has free will. So if we're talking about maybe you're upset that a Christian doesn't personally believe that in homosexuality, for example, that is their right as a human being and their free will to believe that thing, even if you don't agree with it. And this is one of the reasons that I personally think that racism is never going to go away, because I understand that people have the free will to think what they want to think and to believe whatever they believe. The next thing is, he said, if you don't hate the police and everyone thinks you're whack. Oh my goodness, I can talk about this topic all day. I live in the hood, okay? Not the hood, but I live in the good hood, right? Like, it's a step up. The next step after that is hopefully the suburbs someday. But I do know that, and I'm sure a lot of people can relate to this as well, that in the hood, I am still more likely to be fearful of encountering a stranger who is black than encountering a stranger who is white. This is not because I am racist or I'm anti-black. This is just the reality that in my area, more black and brown people get in trouble with the police because they're involving themselves in activities that are illegal, whether it be gangbanging, robbing someone on the street, trying to just get up in someone's face for no reason on the street, which has happened many times to me. We need police to protect civilians from bad people, regardless of what color those people are. And I think it's very foolish to assume that all cops are bad, because doing so implies that all civilians are good.
And everything's so connected. Black Lives Matter got so aggressive. White folks who agree can't support the message. Both sides go to war because they don't respect it.
I'm gonna rewind that one more time. Hold on.
Hate police and everybody thinks you're whack. And everything's so connected. Black Lives Matter got so aggressive. White folks who agree can't support the message. Both sides go to war because they don't respect it.
Yes, okay, so Black Lives Matter. Listen, like, I already made a video of why I don't support the Black Lives Matter movement. And I highly recommend checking it out. I made the video from the perspective of the organization, but I personally do not like the movement either, and I feel like maybe I might make an updated video at some point, but I digress. With that in particular, I saw a lot of red flags from the movement from the get. The first day post George Floyd, I remember going to Twitter and I asked, why are we stealing TVs? Why are you doing this? And I got so much shit because it's reparations, it's people that are, people are angry, this is a form of protesting, it was excuse. And I come from the perspective of, if you encourage bad behavior, the person that's doing that bad behavior is just going to keep doing it, and it's going to embolden other people to also repeat that bad behavior. The next part is the all lives matter. So all lives matter. Oh, you're a racist. You're a white supremacist. We're not talking about white people right now. It's all about black people. Okay. The term Black Lives Matter in itself is already being divisive, because what that tells me is only people are allowed to focus on black lives, and that's it. Because that was the response that a lot of people that I know would get when they would say all lives matter. But if you break it down, all lives matter isn't a racist term. It isn't a bigoted term. And I know that the argument was, oh, well, black people are getting killed at a much higher rate. Again, watch my other video on why I don't support the Black Lives Matter movement, and it will explain a lot of why that statement in itself is ignorant. It's just ignorant. By the way, I'm really sorry, Tom Macdonald. I stopped on this screenshot of your face. That is not what I intended to do. Okay, I'm embarrassed. Let's just keep going.
Our social climate from the global tension turned to total violence and a whole depression. We could unify and then I'll go against them, but we let them divide us with votes and elections. The music we bump, all about shooting guns and doing drugs. Hey, whoa. The things that we want are promoted subliminally through the songs, like, you need a fast car, you need designer clothes, you need a rap star to tell you to start popping pills, hit the blunt and go live at the club till you're broke.
Okay, so that is another criticism that I have of the hip-hop industry right now, is a lot of, like I said, I just stopped on another really bad screenshot. I'm sorry. Is that the hip-hop industry, it seems like a lot of the songs, they don't have positive messages. And then when we talk about racial disparities and racism and, that things of that nature, I find that a lot of the times people don't look at it from the angle of what has culture done to influence this, the situation that this particular person is in. So for example, if you are always consuming gangster rap and you're learning about shooting up people on the block, drinking lean or gang banging, I think that at some point, as an artist, you have to have an honest conversation with yourself and say, okay, is my music influencing someone in a negative way? These gangbangers that are out on the street like slinging dope, I highly doubt they listen to country. I highly doubt they listen to pop music. I think you understand what I'm trying to say. So I think that, again, everyone should be allowed to express themselves artistically, but with great power comes great responsibility, and I think that we should maybe have an honest conversation of how our music is impacting the youth.
It's all controlled by the elites, put fake news all over our screens, convincing the right to go fight with the left and distract from the fact it's each other we need.
This is another beef that I have with mainstream media. And honestly, I think that the biggest problem that Americans have right now is the media. I see a bunch of people labeling all of these Trump voters as racist, neo-Nazis, white supremacists, and the media always feeds into it. They're pandering to folks to make them believe that this specific demographic of people are bad people. And I always talk about this because I still have a friend that voted for Trump. And when she initially voted for Trump, I was pissed. I was like, you're racist. And when I think back on it, I didn't actually have a logical explanation of how I came to that conclusion. I just knew that that man's bad and you're also bad because you voted for them. And now that I have left the Democratic Party, I'm looking at how a lot of Republicans are treated, and it's disgusting. It is so gross. Imagine being black and being told you're a sellout or you're being paid because you decided to vote for who you wanted to vote for. Or even with white people, imagine being told that you're a racist, you're a white supremacist, simply because you exercise your right as a human being to vote for for who you thought was the best choice. And people that label you as a racist or white supremacist, I think speaks to their level of intelligence, because it does not make sense. And if you do your research, you'll find that a lot of the times mainstream media will blow things out of proportion to get a reaction out of you. And if you're angry about what I just said, it's working. So, okay, let's keep going.
Divided by race and religion, segregated into teams. You're a white supremacist. If you're not, I guess you Antifa.
First of all, I'm just going to say that really quickly. I noticed that there seems to be a lot of Antifa sympathizers. Oh, they're anti-fascist. One of the things that I've been researching a lot this year is communism. And one tactic in particular is to take someone and label them, give them the worst label imaginable. And after a certain amount of repetition, the public will start to believe that that person embodies the label that you gave them. It's a good tactic to deflect, so no one pays attention to you, and rather they pay attention to the other guy. So that is kind of like when we talk about like, oh, all lives matter, you're a racist. Whoa, whoa, whoa. By definition, that doesn't make someone a racist. But by doing that, after repetition, it became the go-to response. Whenever someone would say, all lives matter, everyone was automatically labeled a racist. So when Antifa says, oh, they're anti-fascist, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to observe the videos of them at protests to know that burning down houses and burning down businesses does not quite embody that of an anti-fascist.
Screaming from the rooftops, beat down better. Turn us on each other now, no lives matter. If we do what the news wants, blood gon' splatter. Turn us on each other till no lives matter.
Freedom's dead. If you have an opinion, take it back.
Oh my God. So, opinions, cancel culture, right? Call out culture. One of the main reasons that call out culture is initiated is because you simply don't like an opinion that I have, right? And the response is, oh, well, it was a bad opinion. No. See, here's the thing where people got me all fucked up is the reality that everyone is entitled to have an opinion. What is offensive to you is not offensive to the next person, and people need to understand that. And I think people have to be more comfortable standing their ground when it comes to voicing opinions. Let's keep going.
People hate the president. If you don't, then you trash. And
there's nothing else to be said about that. It is what it is.
indoctrinate the nation using news and mainstream rap.
What was I just saying? The news does not care about you and me. And a lot of music negatively influences our youth to think and act a certain way.
Government abuses us, it's all part of the plan. And it's so confusing. Black Lives Matter is a valuable movement, but all lives matter.
I don't agree with that personally, but that's just based on observation and the research that I saw behind the movement itself. There was someone, I forgot what president it was, but he said something to the effect of anything that happens during the election year is for the election. Take that as you'd like. Hold on, let me go back a little bit quick.
Part of the plan. And it's so confusing. Black Lives Matter is a valuable movement, but all lives matter ain't racist or stupid. It's non-black humans who don't feel included.
Yes. All lives matter is not a racist term. It's not a white supremacist term. All lives matter means you, including you, black person, you are included in this phrase. And if you get angry at me saying all lives matter, to me it sounds like you're resisting to be included in that phrase. Okay, let's go.
All colors fall under laws to govern the whole country and we all suffer. We're all broke and nobody recovers until we accept that we're all brothers.
Yes. One thing I wish that society understood is that regardless of who's in the White House, you're still responsible for your own life. They're not going to save you. They're not going to eradicate you of all of your problems. It's just not going to happen. I would hate to live in a society where I always had some type of animosity towards another group of people simply because of who they voted for. That's not cool. And that honestly, by definition, would make you a bigot. Look it up. So I think people need to understand that regardless of who's in office, we still have a life to live and we still have to live amongst each other. And as long as everyone treats each other with respect, election year should never come between people. Personally. Just my opinion.
Hey, the music we make, all about big booties and getting paid. Hey, whoa.
I just love how he says big booties. That's it. That's all I laughed. Okay, keep going. Keep going.
We watch the news and it fills up our brains with violence and riots and race. Like this is a race war. You need to hate more. Get what you came for.
P. Diddy? I'm gonna have to have a talk with you really quickly. When you went and you spoke to Charlemagne about how you fear that a race war is going to start, who put that idea in your head? I bet you any money it's probably the media. It's probably these politicians that group all of the Trump supporters in one circle and say, these are the racists, these are the fascists, and then the media that constantly keeps pumping out articles with race in the headline. If you think a race war is going to start, then you need to have a conversation with all these mainstream media outlets, because I tell you, it's manufactured. Okay.
You need some songs about Xanax and violence so you can escape more. What a vicious cycle we can break away from. They control the culture, they control the paper. They're indoctrinating a whole generation till the patriots start to hate the nation.
Oof. I have a lot of immigrants in my family, and they cannot fathom this whole burn down America. America's bad. Just hating America. And a lot of immigrants that I encounter also share the same sentiment, where they're just like, they escaped either a socialist state or they escaped some place that just wasn't a good environment. They come here to America for a better life. And then you have these freaking young people that are just like, I hate America. We're oppressed, etc., etc. You've never even stepped outside of the country. For you to say that, I find that childish. I find that ignorant. And to me, that's a slap in the face to every person that has come into this country for a better life. That's how I feel about it.
The music we love make us dumb and addicted. The news that we watch is brainwashing the children. The viruses, riots, and racist conditions ain't problems, they're symptoms of life in the system. I'm
gonna plug in a documentary right now. If you have Netflix, check out The Social Dilemma, okay? And The Social Dilemma, it talks about how social media and these big tech corporations can basically, using their platform, get people to believe or act or vote in a particular manner based on the algorithm that they use for that particular platform. I highly encourage you watching it, and it might even make you reconsider how often you spend on Twitter. All right, let's keep going.
Screaming from the rooftops, beat down better. Turn us on each other now, no lives matter. If we do what the news wants, blood gon' splatter. Turn us on each other till no lives matter.
The music will make you dumb, the media makes you hate, and they control them both. There ain't no escape. They put the world in a state of chaos, economy crashing and massive layoffs. Black against white, or it's left versus right. Divide and conquer and control is the payoff.
Screaming from the rooftops, beat down better. Turn us on each other now, no lives matter. If we do what the news wants, blood gon' splatter. Turn us on each other till no lives matter.
Like I said, Tom is a voice that I know a lot of people should be paying attention to right now. So go ahead and look up his other videos on YouTube. They are phenomenal. I honestly would love to have a conversation with this guy if the opportunity presented itself. So who knows, maybe someday. But hey, if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button for more content like this. And if you have a suggestion for a future video, let me know in the comments. My name is Gothix, and I'll see you next time.